Americans are being chased out of Mexico, and the same people who scream open borders here are fine when we're the ones getting kicked out. But here's the twist. What ICE is doing isn't even hate. It's called the law. But the left found a way to sell it as oppression, and now division is the product. In the media, they're not reporting it. They're actually helping to manufacture it. Let's start in Mexico, where the law flips on itself.
Gente que viene de otros países, en su mayoría extranjeros, a querer imponer su cultura, sus precios y desplazar a los mexicanos, a los nativos de estas tierras.
Makes no sense.
Vengo porque la gentrificación solo es un paso más a la colonización, a los despojos y a que exploten nuestros recursos.
Signs call for stricter housing and tourism regulations. Demonstrators spoke out against wealthy digital nomads driving up prices, particularly Americans who can stay in Mexico for 180 days without a visa. This is obviously the chaos that ensued. I'm going to have to pause here, skip a little bit. Let's get past this car. This is what nationalism looks like. When the shoe's on the other foot, they're smashing windows, chanting about colonizers, spray painting killer gringo, which is a foreigner, I believe, when you translate it. It also means a few other things, but slang for that. Now, imagine if that happened on this side of the border. You'll see Don Lemon crying, oh my God, crying on air, back on CNN, hired, before the sun goes down, man. But here's the angle they won't tell you. They only hate the borders when it's ours. And it's not just the radicals. Even the everyday locals are in on it now. Take a look at this.
Are you a MAGA follower? Please do not come to Mexico. Do not come to Cancun. Do not come to Puerto Vallarta or Acapulco. Stay in the United States. Eat your Taco Bells. Eat your burritos. Eat your whatever you got back home. In Mexico, we already know that MAGA people hate Mexicans. We already know that you support Donald Trump, who is a really bad guy for Mexicans.
That's not true.
They are putting our people in prisons. They are attacking our people. They are disappearing little children, separating families. We don't like MAGA people here in Mexico. And if you come, please do not bring your orange hat saying MAGA. Do not come with your shirt saying MAGA, because I've seen cases where MAGAs have been attacked by Mexicans in Cancun. At least they get knocked on their head, or at least they insult them, and we are right. We know you hate us in the United States, so why are you gonna come to Cancun with your offending us with your MAGA shirts or hats? Stay in the United States, you're better there. Why do you come to Cancun? Why do you come to Mexico? If you don't like us, stay there.
This ain't about Trump. It's about perception. Excuse me. Not only is it about perceptions, it's also about who controls it. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. What ICE is doing is being framed as hatred when it's simply the law. The left weaponized emotions to control the narrative, and legacy media sold it like it's the gospel. And obviously, you're seeing the results of that. Now, they've painted ICE as the villain and Collapse as community. And while that illusion plays out here, look at what mobs do when they feel invaded. Yeah, man. Foreign mobs riot when they feel threatened, as you can see in this clip. I haven't been seeing any bigotry posts about this, but when we enforce our own laws, we're labeled as the enemy. Now let's bring this on. This is what happens when we try to stop our own collapse. ICE didn't storm a playground. They stormed a nightmare. So I want to read this post to you. We are with hundreds of federal agents and military as a massive federal immigration enforcement operation is underway in the MacArthur Park area of the sanctuary city of Los Angeles, an area with heavy MS-13 influence. Mayor Bass has demanded raids stop. Feds respond with one of the largest yet, including Border Patrol agents on horseback. Protesters already showing up. So MacArthur Park isn't a public space. It's a failed experiment in Democrat compassion. You don't believe me? Let's take a tour of what Karen Bass is defending, y'all. Yeah. Take a look at this. Put it on a big screen for you. This isn't neglect, right? This is sponsor collapse, if you will. She wants you to believe that the kids were playing in MacArthur Park. Here's the tactic. Let it rot. So when the feds step in, you can cry oppression. Maybe, just maybe, right? I could be in over my head. And that's exactly what she did, though. With the lie right to the camera. Putting all these clips together all day, y'all know it get kind of chaotic, but this is actually a post from Karen Bass. She says, minutes before, let me go back out. This is footage from today in MacArthur Park. Minutes before, there were more than 20 kids playing. Then the military comes through. The second I heard about this, I went to the park to speak to the person in charge to tell them it needed to end now. Absolutely outrageous. 20 kids? Where? I mean, between the overdoses and the you know, the benches, you know, being, I don't even want to do that. These people are going through hard times. So I don't want to sit here and try to demean them. So I want to refrain from going that route with it. But Karen Bass didn't describe a park. She described the campaign that. This isn't leadership, y'all. That's Hollywood. And when her words didn't land, she doubled down. Live and in person.
I am going to say,
Mayor Bass, I need to get my phone and we're departing.
Okay. All right.
Aaron Bass?
Mayor Bass.
Any comment, Mayor Bass?
Thank you.
Mayor Bass, any comment?
Yes, my comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable.
Who did you speak with?
Just wait and see.
Mayor Bass,
They will be leaving soon.
Mayor Bass, who did you speak with on the phone just now? Who did you speak with on the phone?
They had a custom.
Wow.
I am going to say.
Karen Bass demands ICE to leave the park. She didn't come to lead. She came to block the camera shot. That's what Democrats are now. The bodyguards of dysfunction. And then sell it to the public. They invoke the one thing they still think we'll believe in. Democracy.
Well, I call it a political stunt. If you want to call it a dog and pony show, go right ahead. Same thing.
With this going on for more than a month now, are you starting to feel like you're not even in control of the situation, or is there a feeling of helplessness?
No, I will never feel helpless, and I don't think anybody here feels helpless. That's not in our DNA. We're going to continue fighting.
Summer of resistance. NRC started the summer.
Mayor Bass, he's calling for you to get used to it. What is your...
I'm not going to get used to it. I'm not going to get used to it because last I checked, I was elected to be mayor of the city. That did not include a federal takeover. So either you believe in democracy or you don't.
Didn't he say those words to you on the phone?
Well, I call it a political stunt. If you...
She said, last I checked, I was elected mayor. Yeah, and last I checked, you preside over one of the most broken cities in America. They call law enforcement a takeover while turning cities into shelters for chaos. And look, when that excuse ran out, they called it a circus.
Absolutely. As soon as they stop marching troops that disrupt our kids in parks. Yes. And then you know, Pete, I mean, there's conversations that happen in public, and then there's other conversations too. What did you say?
This was not, since you said nobody was arrested, and I didn't be able to determine if anybody was arrested or not. This looked purely like it was reconnaissance. They were through the area.
You don't need troops to do that. And by the way, how about using undercover folks or drones? They really needed to use all of that military equipment as reconnaissance?
Yeah, so you think it was just a dog and pony show?
Well, I call it a political stunt. If you want to call it a dog and pony show, go right ahead.
All right, so you've seen everything that happened up until that point. I don't want to sit here and farm this clip throughout the video, but a dog and a pony show. No. A real performance is happening on your sidewalks. What ICE is doing is necessary, and what you're doing is quite literally deliberate. Big difference. And it's working because now even future mayors are lining up to take it further. Just watch this, y'all. Watch how far they're willing to go.
My name is Griselda Diaz. I am a citizen of Los Angeles. I was born here and raised here. What's been going on is we've seen several videos, of which I have one original that was sent to me by my followers, where we're calling the police, and instead of doing what they do in the city of Bell, which is showing up with the fire department and the police to surround ICE, to stop them from doing these illegal captures of people and kidnappings, because we don't even know if they're ICE. They look like bounty hunters 99% of the time. They instead came out and surrounded the bounty hunters and/or /ICE so they can continue with the kidnapping. You see this one young lady being grabbed and picked up and tossed into the car. And when other constituents were saying that they were wrong and that that's not what that we paid their bills and they're supposed to protect us, they were trying to push people back. And that actually breaks and violates SB 54, which is the California Values Act, as well as the Los Angeles Sanctuary City policies. So, because those officers aided in that, they are violating those policies and they can and should be fired. So we're here to demand that they be fired today. Union be damned. And if they don't, I am running for mayor, and my first act will be to fire the chief of police and every single officer I get on video.
She said she'd fire every officer who cooperated with ICE. Y'all want me to translate that for y'all? Enforce the law, lose your job. I'm telling y'all, they don't want order. They want loyalty to them, not to law. So now, while Mexico tells Americans to leave, America is telling its own agents to stand down. Look, this ain't about division. It's a distraction. And if we don't call it out now, we become the collapse. Okay? Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life. Peace.